It's been a strange summer, hasn't it? This was a summer when we all learned to remember masks, when we headed out the door, or sighed when we realized we had forgotten again and went back for it. It was the summer when we became experts at calculating rough distances, 6 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet, in the store or at the beach. We moved with an eye towards distance. And it was the summer when we may not have crossed state lines, boarded a plane, or otherwise traveled. Instead, it was a summer many of us spent far more time at home. Whatever we did or did not do this summer, I suspect that we will all remember the summer of 2020, the COVID summer. I wonder what we will or will not remember as the years go by. In the last few days, I've been thinking about what I remember about September 11th, 2001. For me, the details that are clearest are small. I remember the bright blue of the sky, the same sky in New York City, just 45 minutes away from where I then lived. I remember that I was eating a bowl of Cheerios and watching CNN on my TV when they interrupted the coverage to show video of the first tower and then the second. After watching the second plane hit, I began reaching out to neighbors and friends. Shortly, I was in an apartment of a friend as a group of us gathered, watching together. I don't remember a word of what was said. I just remember we were together. Together. This is what we do so often when crisis hits. We gather together, leaning on one another for support and strength. Isn't this part of why this current crisis is so cruel, by keeping us physically apart? I'm keenly feeling this distance today on this Water Sunday, when we traditionally celebrate coming together. Like waters coming from many directions and blending in a common bowl, the ritual of this day seeks to reconstitute the community after being apart. But this is Water Sunday after COVID summer. This is an online Water Sunday, and it's pretty empty here in the sanctuary. And yet, we are still together. I know it seems that we are all so separate in our different places, but we are linked. And we are linked physically. I assure you that I remain a three-dimensional flesh and blood human being who emanates the warmth of my blood and the scent of my body. And I believe you also remain real people, not just images on the screen before me. I know it doesn't feel the same to be online, but I do not want us to forget that we are more than virtual beings. Typically, when we meet in person for Water Sunday, people are invited to bring water to add to a common bowl. But since not everyone brings water to contribute, we also provide a pitcher of water for people to add their virtual water as they share where they have been. In this COVID year, I want to flip this. This year, as the people are appearing virtually, I want to place a container of water beside the chalice that will be the physical in-person bits of all of you. As the combination of our contributions, this very real water will be the symbol of our being together. In other words, a bit of you, your homes, your special places will be here in the sanctuary. And if you still want to contribute your water, there's plenty of space in the jar. Just bring it by and drop it off at the box outside of the parish house, or let us know if you want us to pick it up, or if you're farther away, just mail it in. As we gather this year in our homes, or from whatever place we find to be our home that day, my hope is that we notice the ways we remain together. Sometimes we may think of home as a place set apart, a safe haven from the rest of the world. And in times of danger, this idea can bring comfort. But in utilizing our homes as places of relative safety, I don't want this to think that we are no longer connected. Connections are more than just physical presence. How many times have you been in a room full of people and felt alone? Perhaps we can learn how to feel the presence of others, even when we are not in a room together. I don't think any of us would choose for our world to be this way. We are in a crisis. And it's still too soon for us to know what we will remember of these days, this COVID summer, in 9, 19, or 49 years from now. But I suspect that, like my memories of 9/11, we will remember the odd little details, and most importantly, the ways we found to still be together. So let us arrive this year with our computers and our cell phones. Let us arrive with our stable or shaky internet. Let us arrive as we forget to mute or unmute. Together, we arrive. Together, we remain a community shaped by our promises to arrive with an open mind and a loving heart, to search for meaning, to care for one another, and to work together for a better world. May it be so. Amen.